$25 in-ear monitors. They single-handedly brought me back to the wired headphone game. For all intents and purposes, a review of the ZSN Pro X now. Hello. Howdy. I'm using the shit camera. I'm using the Pocket 2. I mentioned this vaguely last week that headphones don't stay in my ears super well, and the Life P2s from Soundcore, while I do love the way they sound, for $80 they won't fit in my ear. Different ear tips haven't helped it. I've had a lot of issues. So I went out and got these. Thanks, Amazon, for your sustainable packaging. These are the ZSN Pro X from KZ or KZ. Shout out to Dank Pods, a fantastic YouTube channel who does very interesting videos. These are a very easy recommendation. They're $25. Yes, you heard me right. $25 in-ear monitors. So these are the type of thing that musicians might use. And apparently they sound very nice, especially for $25. However, I don't know how they will sound compared to my $80 top-of-the-line, essentially, Soundcore Anchor headphones. I'm hoping that these sound nice, and I can get their Bluetooth adapter and use them as truly wireless Bluetooth headphones, as well as maybe for gaming every once in a while. Here they are. Slide it up. There's the buds. It's a little bit of a tab. The ZSN Pro X from KZ. I'm probably going to say KZ as well because I just hear him say that so much. Let's look at the accessories first. So obviously these are wired. We've got our bud bits, our ear tips here. And then we do have our wire, which is a silver-plated wire, which should help the sound quality, essentially. This actually feels very nice. Whoa. I did not expect it to feel like this, and I'm vaguely confused. And they've got these cool little pins, which I don't know how well it's going to focus here. They've got these cool little pins, and that's how they connect to the actual bud themselves. So this should be a nice cable. I got the one with the mic in case I'm using it on my phone, for example. Do we just push them out? There's one bud. There's the other bud. There's a bit of dust on them from the box it's made of. Let's try plugging them up. So this is the right earbud. So we need to find the right, and this is the right bud. So you just line up the pins, push it on. The right one has the mic, which is nice. Take the left, plug them up. All right. I guess I should unwind the cable. That came right apart, not tangled or anything. It's not super long, but it is nice. It feels nice, actually. It's one of the nicer cables I've owned, which is weird because I used to buy like skull candies and stuff. And I guess we just give them a shot with the medium-sized ear tips. So the way I see it is you put them in and then wrap the loop around your ear, and instantly I'm not noticing any wiggle or wobble. The sound isolation is all right. I have to say I like the way these feel. I'm going to try them through my MixAmp, my Astro MixAmp, I think. Ooh, that's a lot of background static. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'll do it through the actual headphone port. I'm getting a little bit of background noise. If these don't sound good or sound like I'm hoping, I'm going to be really upset, I'm not going to lie. I don't hate that at all. There is like a hiss, though. A background hiss. Let me go to some music I'm familiar with. There's definitely more trouble than I thought, but I like these, so... Oh! These are $25! Oh. Whoa! I'm not kidding. It is a little sparkly, but I don't know that I don't like it. It's very V-shaped. It does not sound like my Astros. The bass is definitely there, but it's not too much. I like these. It's a little, I don't want to say tinny or anything, but it's sharp at the high end. Wow, that was mind-blowing. For $25, I was almost moved to tears. I'm going to listen to some more music. Hello, it's been a few hours. I've been using them, and I've come to a conclusion on them immediately. So I played Apex, I listened to music, I watched YouTube videos, and I have to say, I love these in a lot of ways. I had quite the emotional response to how good they sounded, but upon more listening, the treble is just too much for me. It is giving me a headache. It makes me want to clench my jaw. It just like really gets under my skin, which sucks because I really like the way these look. Like this blue metal design and stuff looks great. They do make other headphones that are less treble-y, but I have to kind of find them because these were the ones I settled on because they had that V shape, but the treble is just too high on that side of the V shape in their frequency response. The build quality is great on them, especially for $25. I really like the cable. I like the way it wraps around my ear. I like the way it fits in my ear. They fit great. Their sound isolation is fantastic, especially for in-ears. I was surprised at just how good they are with the tips it came with, the medium tips it came with that are on it. My only issues that I'm having that aren't necessarily because of this is they work with my Astro MixAmp, which is what I wanted to plug them into, but I have this constant like white noise. Or I can plug it into my computer. I don't have constant white noise, but I have like a high-pitched whine that goes like ee, 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 ee. And it's like super high-pitched, so it sounds quiet, but it's like drilling into my head. I really, really like these, and I want to like them and keep them. However, they just don't work for gaming as much as I would have hoped. Though they do work for music listening actually quite well. I really enjoy the way they sound with music, but like gaming or anything, the treble is just so much higher than the bass. It is distracting and hurts. I have my computer at 8% volume using these because the treble is just so loud. If I go any more than that, the treble is ear-piercingly loud. And I had a hard time with the MixAmp too. The MixAmp, I don't know if the settings or presets on this MixAmp boost the treble, but it is so much worse on the Astro MixAmp. So I contacted a dude I talked to on the subreddit headphone advice, and they recommended some other headphones to me the other day. And I'm gonna ask if those have lower treble compared to these, and if they do, I might pick up a different pair and then try them out against these and return the one I don't like. Other than that, I'm just waiting to hear back from that dude from Reddit, and we'll see what I learn. Spoilers. Anyway, here is the deal about the KZ ZSN Pro X. I'm filming this the day or day before it gets uploaded, and I've had a lot of time and I have a conclusion on these headphones. They single-handedly brought me back to the wired headphone game, and I've learned things about myself because of them. So, what you're seeing earlier in this vlog was from a few weeks ago, where I tried them for the first time. Those were my first impressions. This is, for all intents and purposes, a review of the ZSN Pro X now. I've used them for weeks, and the truth of the matter is, I love them. They're my favorite headphones right now. They beat my Astros, and I have another pair of headphones I'm comparing them to actively right now. The setup issues I spoke about with the noise issues, right? So let's talk about that first. I've used them out of my iPhone. I bought another Lightning headphone adapter so I could use them with my iPhone, and they sound fantastic out of this little dude. This little guy, it's a little DAC, and has a small amp in it. So a DAC is digital audio conversion, and an amp kind of boosts the audio. This drives these headphones so well. Ignore the painted nails. It drives the headphones so well. They sound fantastic. There's no random white noise in the background. They have, in my opinion, it feels like a bit of expanded bass and treble, and they feel awesome to listen to music out of and to watch videos out of. I straight up love them out of my phone. Now on my computer is a slightly different story. And the reason for that is not the headphones' fault. Well, it's kind of the headphones' fault. I won't get super into the weeds about it because I'm not super knowledgeable, but the basics is they're easy to drive in terms of power, but their sensitivity is very high. So you get audio issues easily if things are not balanced correctly. So out of my headphone port on my computer, I have that annoying high-pitched beeping sound. Now out of my MixAmp has always given me issues with my newer headphones, and I think the reason is this is an older MixAmp. It's had power accidentally removed from it many times while using it, and I get some white noise out of it. I also do out of my microphone. There's a headphone port on here. This is built to work as your headphone solution as well through the port on this microphone, and I still get white noise out of that. The issue with the MixAmp, however, is the MixAmp does boost weird parts. It has its own EQs built in the MixAmp, and that causes some very noticeable, once you notice it, you can't unnotice it, distortion. It did that with my new Astros, because these are not built for this MixAmp. It did that with them. I always just chalked it up to not making a big deal out of it, but now that I've heard life without that, it's kind of hard to go back. The truth of the matter is, the ZSN Pro X is a trebly headphone, and it is built to be that way, and I'm okay with that. I realized I like treble more than I like bass, which makes me not a basic bitch. Funny. I actually really like treble. I like the sparkly sound coming out of these. And they sound fantastic for games. Where they really lack, especially out of the MixAmp, where I primarily use them, is they lack in movies. I would like to try them through my microphone because it doesn't have that distortion, and I want to see if that's part of the issue. I watched the Sherlock Holmes movie out of these headphones, and they sounded like shit. However, playing Apex Legends is a different story. At first, it is very noticeably not bassy. However, what you get is a competitive advantage I did not expect. Footsteps. I always complain that footsteps in Apex never play, and the audio is so bad in Apex. Truth of the matter, it is not great. There are definitely some times where audio does not play. However, my headphones, I did not realize, were such a large portion of the problem. I'm not hearing people through my Astros that I do hear through my ZSN Pro X. I felt like I was what birds have good hearing? Hawks, eagles, owls. I felt like I was hearing everything. Like I was on a new plane of existence. I could hear people much farther away than I ever could. And it was kind of nuts. It was a mind-blowing experience. Kind of like when I was moved to tears listening to music the first time. I had that while playing Apex and realizing that my issue isn't necessarily like the game. It might be my things that I own, my gear. I prefer using a MixAmp and having the external sources rather than the software sources that I'm currently going to try with my Elgato setup. However, that's expensive and it's funded via donations. But I want to try a new MixAmp hopefully at some point and try the headphones on it and see how that works, because that has EQ settings in the software. And if I give it a completely level EQ balance, I would hope that I would get basically the raw power out of my my ZSN Pro X and any other IEMs I plan to buy. I recommend these straight up. Now I do want to address something that is relevant to the situation that was brought to my attention on Twitter the other day. Basically, this company, KZ, is a Chinese company. People both love and hate KZ. A lot of people are very snobbish in that they like to buy very, 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 very expensive headphones. They like to buy headphones that are the price of my gaming headphones or 10 times more. And they will judge you for buying headphones like this. However, I think for most people, A $35 pair of KZs is more than enough. But the thing I want to address is KZ recently got in trouble because they advertised some of their headphones based on how many drivers are in them. So for layman's terms, a driver is just the speaker. Ideally, you can have, let's say, 3 different drivers in a pair of these, and each will be tuned for each third of the spectrum. So your treble, your bass, and your mids, right? KZ got in trouble for basically only using 1 driver at a time, and the other 2 were so quiet that you're really only listening to 1. A lot of people are up in arms about that. And I think, yes, deceptive marketing is absolutely awful, and they should make an effort to change that. However, their marketing does not change how the actual IEM sounds. In my opinion, I will just not buy the headphones they market based on their drivers, and I will buy the ones they market based on their sound. They don't market the KZ ZSN Pro X, long name, as so many drivers, ooh. They market it based on its sound. And based on how they sound, I love them and I recommend them. I'm going to continue to buy KZ headphones. Does it kind of indirectly support their shitty market practices? Yes. For $35, I'm just not worried about it. Maybe I'm weird like that, but it just doesn't bother me. I'm into wired headphones now. I did get the wireless adapters. These work well. These do have like a ground floor noise, just like my MixAmp, just like a microphone right here. The only device I have that doesn't have like a ground floor of noise, actually I lied, there's 2. It's my laptop and my phone. Both of my mobile things don't have any weird white noise. I don't know if that's just because the power going to their headphone jacks are more streamlined or more powerful or what. That's just the way it is. I don't know. Anywho, that's kind of going to be it for this video. To give you a hint at what's coming in the future, though, I do have the, what is this? The DQ6S also here. I'm going to be taking a look at soon. Next week's vlog is going to be more COVID focused because I did have COVID, as I videoed up a bit ago. But yeah, we're going to get into cheap headphones, I think, for a little bit here. I really want to explore that realm and find something I really like. That I think works for everything, a good all-rounder, and we'll see how that works out. I'm gonna do some math, and I'll meet you in the work time breakdown. Hello! It is that fantastical time of the week again, and I would like to talk about it very quickly so we can end this vlog. Week 142 total is 2,418 minutes, or 40 hours, 18 minutes of work. Pretty standard week. Not a whole lot to say about it. I hope you did enjoy this kind of look into my life of trying out IEMs. Of course, we'll be doing more of this in the future. I want to kind of review some different ones. I'll have the links down below. They're not affiliate links. I don't make any money off of the links down below, but I will have a link to the website where you can get them from China, from the actual company. I'll also have the Amazon page where I did get the ZSN Pro X's specifically that I bought. So that is linked down below. Anyways, I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe here. I do upload a vlog slash review every single week. There will be a second one coming this week to make up for being out with COVID the week before. And that's pretty much that. Also, feel free to check out twitch.tv/theskullhq, where I do stream basically every single day of the week, unless I'm sick with COVID or whatever. Play a lot of video games on there, so it's pretty fun. So that's actually it. Like the video if you liked it. Favorite the video if it was your favorite. Don't forget to share the video, subscribe for more, and of course, I will see you all in a few days / in the next video. Bye-bye.